up, TNT Squad? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing another story time for y'all. I just remembered I have a great story time, and I'm going to be eating on this beef jerky, this Sweet Baby Ray's teriyaki. Y'all got to get on that. This stuff popping. And for some reason, I've only done one story time. This is my second, but I always got this fanny pack. I mean, I wear it all the time anyways, because like, I keep my essentials in there, but like, I think this is just going to be part of the story time. Like, I ain't going to be able to do no story time unless I got the fanny pack. So, let's jump right into it. So, let's just start from the beginning. Let's start with where we think my asthma came from. I had asthma when I was very young, and my mom and dad didn't know where it came from, let alone like if I was really being serious or not on breathing, because I'm a jokester. I play too much. I've been like that since I was little. So I like to say I was about 4, 5 maybe, and I play too much, so I'm breathing hard, and I don't necessarily understand why. Obviously, I just know I can't breathe that well. Well, for like maybe a night or two, I kept breathing like that, and I was telling my mom like, I can't breathe, and she was like, girl, quit playing, like, because I play too much. I can't blame her for that, because I play too dang much. So that's also a thing to know. If you play too much, it's bad for you sometimes, because when you're really serious, people can't take you serious. So anyway, so finally it got to the point where she was like, okay, I don't think she would play this long. Like, so she took me to the doctor, and they ended up hooking me up to this machine, basically like a nebulizer, and she was just like in shock, and she told me she cried because she didn't know that I had it. You know, I was her first kid, and there's no traces of asthma really in our family, so she was just like, I don't even know where that came from. Like she felt bad, like a bad mom, because she didn't know, you know. So of course, just when you think asthma disappears, it never really disappears. I mean, so I was a senior in high school in 2016, and I'm sitting here like in class, like, why do I feel like I'm finna fall over, you know? So I don't think if I remember right, I don't think I was able to go into the doctor that night or that day after school. So I ended up going the next day. So I had to suffer sleeping like that, and not potentially knowing how dangerous that actually was. And then I went to the doctor, and when he said asthma, my brain just immediately just flashed back like, oh, okay, so what does this mean? So, you know, we talk about everything and what it is and da-da-da-da-da. I get my first dose of medication, which is as a matter of fact, I think I got it in here, because I always keep it with me. One of these. I got that albuterol on me. Now, that was the first little, you know, that's what you first get. Your little albuterol inhaler, you know, it's supposed to be a little rescue for when you feel like you can't breathe. Well, that was fine. As time goes on, and as, you know, a year passes, my asthma starts to increase on severity. I had my first asthma attack at my parents' house here in Elk City, Oklahoma, and I cried. I was crying because it was very ironic. I don't know if I got myself too anxious or too worked up, and that's why I had one, because I was just watching a YouTube video on how asthma works. So I'm crying, and all my siblings are there, and I'm trying not to cry because I don't want them crying. And one of my sisters called my parents, and they like swerve up into the freaking, like, all the way into the grass of the yard. And I walk out there, and everything was cool. Like, I went to the hospital, and that wasn't even the worst of the worst asthma attacks. So after I move out, I moved to Weatherford, and my second year of living in Weatherford is when it really started going crazy. So for one, we already had some freaking potheads upstairs. I'm just gonna keep it as simple as this for everybody out there watching. I don't drink and I don't smoke, and it's not my thing. I don't feel the need to do that. I just don't. Everybody has their reasons for it. Everybody may do it for different reasons, and I don't bash them for that. That's what they do. Now, do I feel like it's stupid for the reason some people use it? Yeah, because it's not cute just to be walking around being like, oh, I'm so high, dude, da 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 da, and to be extra drunk, and that's just not cute to me. Like, I bring my own energy, my own fun, so that's just that. So it's like 5 of them up there smoking every day. So I guess most people, the THC in marijuana does great for their asthma. No, mine does not. As a matter of fact, I may even be allergic to it. I don't know. And I only say that because my asthma is pretty much everybody's asthma most of the time is allergy based. You know, so my allergies are so bad. If I don't keep my allergies contained, that's what makes my asthma flare up real bad. And in Oklahoma, we got all kind of ragweeds and dust and all this kind of crap. So I have to keep it contained very well. So I started noticing that wasn't helping, and every time my periods would hit, every time I would have a menstrual cycle, the first day I'd have an asthma attack. So I had my second asthma attack the first day moving into my new apartment with Trent, with my best friend, and he had to rush me to the ER. So at that point, I didn't understand yet that's why I had it. I just knew I had taken that inhaler because I felt like I couldn't breathe and it wasn't doing nothing. And at this point, I didn't have a nebulizer yet. So after that, after I take it, it's not doing nothing, I'm freaking out. And the last thing you're supposed to do while having an asthma attack is freak out. So, rush me to the ER, give me some breathing treatments there, send me back home. Next month, same thing happens. First day of my menstrual cycle. And I think that's when it kind of hit, like, okay, this is the third one. But the third one was a little different. The third one was semi-scary. Because I went to urgent care. Because mind you, I didn't know where Weatherford Hospital was. So we went to urgent care, and they don't have the breathing treatments there like for instant relief. Like, it was long-term relief. So I'm like, so I'm laying there, I'm taking these, and the lady, the nurse comes in there, and she's like, how's it going? And I'm like, it's not doing nothing for me, you know? And she was just like, okay, well, if I come back in the next 5 minutes and you're not, you know, nothing's giving, then we'll go ahead and call the ambulance to come pick you up. And I just kind of like, in the midst, I'm like, I'm finna pass out, like I'm lightheaded. So I have to take this freaking mask off. And I can't say no words, like, I'm so out of breath, so all I just say is, now. And she goes, you want me to call him now? And I just shook my head. So she calls him. They come in there, they give me a shot. It makes me kind of woozy, and I'm already on the edge about to pass out anyway, so I kind of just drift a little bit. You know, I feel them lift me, put me on the bed, put me in the ambulance, and then they take me to Weatherford Hospital. This is where it gets real juicy. Asthma attack number 4. This one got out of hand. I'm in church with my mom, and my siblings, and my grandma. And it's the first day of my cycle. By this time, I have a nebulizer. The nebulizer has been doing me fairly well on my first cycle. Like, it's pulled me through some. So I'm thinking, if something do happen, I'm going to just go plug that up, do me, and I'm going to be good. So Mom, with her knowing now, you know, my menstrual cycle is usually like, she tries to keep an eye out on, like, okay. So I was like, Mom, I think I'll be fine. You know, we get to worship, and then next thing you know, I just like, I was like, Mom, I can't. I said, this not, don't feel right. We rushed out of there. She dropped her purse. She dropped everything she had, and we just took off. So this is the fastest my asthma's ever taken a toll on me. Like, from the church to the house, because my mom was just going to take me to the hospital. And I was like, Mom, my nebulizer's at the house. Like, it'll be fine. Just get me to the house and hook me up. We get to the house, and I'm like, I hooked the nebulizer up. We finally get all the pieces put together, hook it up. At this point, I can't even talk. I'm tapping because I can't get no air, and I don't know I don't know how else to say what I need to say or what. So I'm just like, you know, my mom's panicking because she's like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen to, like, you know, she's freaking out. I'm low-key freaking out because this is the fastest it's ever affected me. Like, I was just like, okay, whoa, wait a minute, you know. So then I was like, Mom, just call the ambulance, because for the first time my nebulizer was not working. It was not working. And previously, you know, once I got that inhaler, I had, you know, Singulair. I had all kind of different preventions to try to prevent my asthma from going crazy. And none of them worked. I mean, they were only short-term stuff. So we get the nebulizer hooked up. It's not working. I tell her to call the ambulance. And she's like, I'm not going to call the ambulance because her house is literally not even 2 minutes away from the hospital. Like, we get in and it's right there. So she said, just bring your nebulizer, hook it up in the car, and let's go. So I'm trying to get out, but I can't move, but I know I need to, so I can go get help. So I get in there. They have to hurry up, bring a wheelchair out, pick me up, take me to the back, then they lift me up and put me in this, you know, in the chair, in the hospital bed. And, you know, they have to do all the ask you questions and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. I've reached the point to where my brain is about to stop getting oxygen. Like, I could feel it. Everything was 20 times tighter than I'd ever felt in my life. And I was like, this isn't good. Like, I was already at the tapping stage of not being able to say nothing at the house. So right now, it's been about at least 3 to 4 minutes. And I need something. Like, y'all talking to me is not what I need right now. It was not good. So next thing you know, I do this, eyes roll to the back of my head, and I just bounce, and I'm passed out. I'm gone. So I remember Nene, Dejanay, one of the twins, she was there, and my mom was there. And they told me later on, like, because I'm basically unconscious, sort of, like, you know. So they were like, yeah, they were slapping you and shaking you around and yelling your name and stuff, and you were not budging. I was like, I don't even remember that because I didn't feel a thing. I was out. She said, my mom said she just started crying. She said, but the only thing that made her realize, oh shoot, she's not dead, is because she could feel she could see my little ribs. Like, I was still trying to get some air, trying to breathe or whatever. And it took, when I woke up, my dad was there. So him and my papa were in the city, so they literally about blew the engine up trying to get down here, because he told me he had to pull over because the car started smoking. He was trying to hurry up and get down here. And then my grandma and Malaysia show up afterwards. I wake up and they all just looking at me like, oh my God. And I'm just kind of like I'm not oblivious to, like, I know I passed out, but I didn't know how bad it was. I also don't know at this time that it's taking like anywhere between 13 to like 18 or so breathing treatments just to wake me back up. That right there had me like, I've never taken that many in my life, like all together. I've probably taken that much, but all together, no. I think the max I've taken all at once was like 3. And stuff had got so bad that when I woke up, I was actually in a different room. They had to move me to the trauma room. When I got up, they ended up being like, okay, this gave us a big scare. This is not good. She needs to stay overnight. So I had to stay overnight. And Trinity stayed there with me. And that's my ride or die. One of my ride or dies. I got a couple, but as far as a partner, that's my ride or die. She stayed there with me, made sure I was good. I mean, you know, doctors don't leave you alone. They wake you up every 5 minutes. I mean, every hour on the hour I was taking another treatment. So altogether, I probably had about 30 treatments. So that was number 4, and then I had a 5 and a 6 after that. So altogether, I've had 6 asthma attacks. But my last 2, I learned from the 4th. I learned that you just got to calm down, walk very slowly, and breathe in and out as best as you can. And those 2 were probably the easiest 2 asthma attacks I've ever had. So by then, I've been to a pulmonologist. I got new medicine. It's a great preventative. It's called Brio Ellipta, and it's literally a powder substance. I open it, inhale it, rinse my mouth out. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I guess that was kind of weird to say that's not something you enjoy to hear, I guess, but it was interesting. It's it's something that makes people like go, oh my God, every time I tell them the story in person. So y'all share it with your friends. Anybody else who has asthma out there, I feel your pain. If you do have asthma and you want to share your story, you can in the comments. You can DM me, whatever you want to do. If you've been through that struggle before, if you know what that's like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video for y'all. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time.